So once again, welcome and thank you guys for joining for another week of me and Lindy's Zooms. So first, I just want to start over and go over a little bit what FSC is, and hopefully, when I keep saying this over and over again, we got a couple of new people that are on tonight, but also to kind of instill it in your mind, so people you tend to know it and be able to speak it a little bit better whenever you keep hearing it. But what is FSC? So FSC stands for full spectrum extract. And what does that mean? That means it's everything out of the hemp plant. So that includes terpenes, flavonoids, fatty acids, cannabinoids, THC. And when you have everything that's out of the hemp plant, it actually maximizes your benefits. And it also puts your body into something called homeostasis, which we'll get into a little bit more when we talk about the endocannabinoid system. But also when you have FSC and everything out of the hemp plant, you also get something that's called the entourage effect, which means pretty much that everything works together. So definitely when you have FSC, that makes it something called whole plant medicine. So everything works together and you get maximum benefits. So as an example of that, I always like to use terpenes, for example. Terpenes is something that actually gives the plant its color and its smell. It protects the plant from herbivores. What's also really great about terpenes is it has a lot of benefits as well. It's an anti-inflammatory, antibacterial, anti-cancer, antifungal, and the list goes on and on. It's a lot like turmeric, for example. So when you put every little thing that's out of the hemp plant that has all those benefits behind it, it maximizes the benefits and not only gives you that homeostasis and not only gives you the entourage effect, it's whole plant medicine. So we are going to dive a little bit deeper later on to the Zoom talking about the endocannabinoid system, because I want to go over that a little bit more, go over, some of the questions that I get throughout the week, which kind of base what I'm going to do with the Zooms. But let's start off by talking about what FSC reaction products are. So let's start off with talking about what are the tinctures. So Reaction has 2 different milligram tincture oils. Those come in 500 milligrams and 1,000 milligrams. So 500 milligrams, that is for the entire bottle. That's not going to be each eyedropper. And then also come in, it's all one size, so it's a 30 milliliter size, and then they also have travel size. So these are 500 milligrams a piece, so they're extremely concentrated. The little eyedropper, trust me, you'll feel it. And they also come in 4 different flavors. They come in natural, blue raspberry, honey, and my new favorite, orange. Those all flavors, I mean, they are a little bit of an earthy taste, but also they're well worth it. It's something that you hold under your tongue 30 seconds to a minute long, and usually you don't really taste it until you swallow it. We've had a lot of testimonies on here that people say they actually hold it under there as long as they can, and they can't actually taste it at all, which is amazing. But what is also cool about tinctures are the fastest way in your bloodstream. Whenever you hold something under your tongue, it's the fastest way to get in your bloodstream, and the effects last pretty long. So that's one great thing about tinctures. Next, talk a little bit about the reaction capsules. So the reaction capsules come in 2 different sizes. So they come in a 30-day supply and a 7-day supply. So in the 30-day supply, it's 1,000 milligrams in the whole bottle. So that means that each capsule is 33.3 milligrams. And then for the travel size, they also have they have a 210 milligrams, which is 33 milligrams per capsule as well. So with these guys, what's really great about capsules is it does take a little bit longer for you to notice a difference. It takes anywhere from 30 minutes to an hour, just depending on your digestion, how long it takes for it to break down with your body. But what's awesome about the capsules and the way that they're broken down is that your body tends to last a little bit longer, so you get a longer effect off of capsules. So a lot of people tend to use them at nighttime to help them sleep, to get a great night's sleep. Some people are able to do it in the afternoons, which is awesome. So next, let's get into the reaction topicals. So these are definitely probably one of the most asked for things for me. Everybody's different. But there is 4 different formulas in the topicals. So there is Revive, Relief, Recovery, and Renew. So Relief is really good for a spot pain cream. So if anybody has any spot pain, like your shoulder hurts, sometimes your wrist starts to bother you, Relief is really, really good for issues like that. Then there is Renew. So Renew is one of the newer creams that is out. It's extremely popular for psoriasis, eczema, but there's been a lot of testimonies here recently for aging spots, acne, wrinkles. There's been a lot of people that have been actually, mixing up and trying something different, and they've got huge testimonies from it. So that's awesome. Then there is Recovery. So Recovery is a muscle and joint cream. So anybody that is constantly working out, or if you have any, day-to-day aches and pains, people that are in construction, stuff like that, that cream is really good to, get rid of that, uncomfortableness of, aches and pains. Then there is Revive. So Revive is a skin cream. So that's been used on a whole bunch of stuff. Wrinkles, acne, any skin elements, scarring. It's been used for eczema in the past. There's a lot of benefits to the Revive. And what I love about each and every one of these creams is the company actually does a lot of research and puts a lot of cool homeopathic things in each and every product to make it specifically what you're looking for and get to the maximum benefits. Not only does it have 2,100 milligrams of FSC, but it also have those ingredients too to help you, get there. So each one of these creams, it comes in a pump bottle, which is just, pump of oil. You'd be able to rub it on the area. And then it also comes in a salve, or salve, however you want to pronounce it. So these guys, what the only difference about this stuff is that it is more of a Vaseline texture to it. So that's a question that gets asked to me frequently. It just has a different texture to it. So a lot of people, what they use, some people have preferences, but for salve wise, it's really good for any skin elements that you want to leave it on overnight to help it, absorb throughout the night. You can kind of, apply a little bit of a thicker paste to it. And then also there is the travel size topical. So these are really great if you go traveling a lot, need something small. I keep these in my bags to let people try it. But also it's really good if you travel, put it, in your makeup bag or, your satchel, whatever it is, and really good to take on the road. These guys, it's 2,100 milligrams in this guy, so it's extremely concentrated as well. And also there is a lot packed in here. There's a lot of people that, I get comments, are you sure it's going to work? There's a lot in this guy. You can go pretty far with a little bit. And that's one thing that I like to talk about with the cream as well, because people, when they hear topical, lotion, cream, they expect this white lotion, pretty white lotion that, you would buy at any other store. With this stuff, it is more oil-based. And why it is more oil-based is because it is a true full spectrum extract. And that means that it is not water soluble. So true full spectrum cannot be water soluble. So in order to get it to that white lotion, you would have to break it down, which these products can't be broken down unless you want to take something out of it. So with it being more of an oil-based, I do tend to like it a little bit more, just because it's able to absorb a lot easier, and a little bit goes a long way. So next, let's talk about the edibles, which seem to be taking off like crazy here recently. For edibles, let's talk about our chocolates. The chocolates, comes in a pack of 4, so it's 40 milligrams in the whole pack, so that means that they are 10 milligrams a piece. There comes fudge, chocolate, and caramels. So for the fudge, there is key lime, there is thin mint, there's chocolate, and there's watermelon, and they all taste amazing. And then for the chocolates, they have strawberry, orange, chocolate, no, mint and coffee. And then for the caramels, there is a just dark chocolate and a milk chocolate flavor. And all of them are extremely powerful. They're really good for an extra afternoon dosage. It's really good for nighttime to get that relaxation on before you go to bed if you had a long day at work. A lot of people tend to use it for their kids. I know there are some adults that that's the only way they'll dose. And then also we have our reaction gummies, which are absolutely phenomenal. Those guys are 10 milligrams a piece. There comes 10 in a bottle, so it's 100 milligrams total. And our pricing is amazing for that. They all taste phenomenal, and they work extremely well and extremely fast. So a lot of people have been using those for the afternoon, and a lot of people have been using for nighttime. I know sometimes I catch myself just eating them. I know I catch that a lot with my boyfriend. But seriously, if you guys haven't tried the gummies, definitely I recommend trying them, and why not try to win $100 worth of free stuff. So next, let's talk about the pets. So there is a pet line, which I know my cat would not be able to live without. That's how she acts, at least. She won't eat unless she has it. Start with the tincture. So the pet tincture comes in 500 milligrams, just like the human tincture. It comes like a little syringe. Those you can use either directly in their mouth, directly on their food, or directly on a biscuit. So how I recommend giving CBD to your pet: if your animal just grazes their food throughout the day, you fill up the bowl whenever it's empty, then I recommend you putting it on a treat or giving it to them in their mouth. And why that's a big thing is because if they're just eating it every once in a while, you're not actually knowing what dosage they're getting to be able to stay accurate with it. So I always recommend, if you have that issue, make sure that you just give it to them and you see them take it. Then there is the pet syringe. So the syringe is extremely concentrated as well. It is almost like a black tar. So I always recommend, if you're going to give your pet it that way, always put it on a biscuit. You don't really want to put it in their food, just because if they mix it up and if they're messy eaters like some dogs are, you just don't want it to get on their face. You want them to be able to eat it. So that is also amazing, and you know exact what dosage you're giving them, just depending on how you would like to do it. There is also the pet capsules. So the pet capsules are really good. If your animal is capable of eating capsules, that is perfect for you. You know, for my cat, for instance, will not touch anything that is hard, even if it's cheese, doesn't matter. So I can't get her to eat a capsule. And then also there is the pet salve. So I think later on, I think we are going to have a testimony about the pet salve, but it is truly amazing. There is so many testimonies on Facebook that I've seen on the pet salve. It's really good for hot spots, any areas that are, you know, itchy on your animal that you're noticing is irritated. It's really good for their paws, if they have cracked paws, any elements, skin elements for your animal. It's really amazing for that, and it's completely safe to, you know, if the animal tends to lick it off, it's completely safe. So now that's all the products. I know they're extremely amazing. If you haven't tried one of them, I always suggest trying something. You can build testimonies on each and every one of these products, and they're all phenomenal. I know I've tried almost every single one of them besides a pet for myself, but I have tried them on my pet, what she would take. But they're all amazing. So I want to dive a little bit deeper into the endocannabinoid system and what it is. So pretty much the endocannabinoid system is something in our bodies that practically control our whole body, and controls our movement, and controls our body's balance. So one of the big things that I said earlier is homeostasis. Homeostasis is extremely, extremely important for our body. Homeostasis is our body's balance. So say if our body falls out of balance and we're not being able to produce enough endocannabinoids, our bodies aren't healthy enough to fix that, we just kind of get stuck in a downhill spiral. So how I give an example of that, so say if we have really bad anxiety issues, and we let that, stress and anxiety go on without being fixed, then we tend to notice we're having sleeping issues now. So now us being able not to sleep, now our body's not healing, now we're not being able, to feel re-energized in the morning. So now our mood's gone down. So now our mood, we're having mood swings, now we're having appetite issues, and now I'm having pain issues, and you just get caught in this downhill spiral and you feel like you can't pull yourself out of it. Homeostasis, that's why FSC is so important, because it actually puts our body under homeostasis. So we're able, to stay level. So it's extremely important. So talk a little bit about what the endocannabinoid system runs. So we have a CB1 receptors in our body and our CB2 receptors. So our CB1 receptors control our brain and our central nervous system, which is anxiety, stress, insomnia, depression, inflammation, pain, and the list goes on and on. Then we have our CB2 receptors, which control our immune system, our gastrointestinal tract, our peripheral nervous system, and that controls a whole bunch of stuff. I mean, from livers to your bones to blood pressure, a whole line of things. So, what runs the endocannabinoid system is something called endocannabinoids, which is actually CBD molecules. Our bodies are already naturally producing endocannabinoids, but without, with now daily processed foods, everyday life, our bodies aren't being able to produce endocannabinoids as frequently anymore. So it's extremely important, especially taking FSC, taking care of your endocannabinoid system is extremely important. And what's awesome also about reaction products is the way that they use their extraction process. With the extraction process, using an ethanol extraction process, and it's proprietary, is huge, because they've actually broken it down into cryosonic and nanotechnology. So that actually means that our bodies can absorb 100% of the products. So not only are we getting cryosonic, nanotechnology, we're getting that homeostasis, we're getting the entourage effect. It's crazy. So one thing that I did see, one of my personally enrolled ambassadors, actually Vicky, a good friend of mine, she posted something on Facebook and she shared it with me of a video that she found, and I really, really enjoyed it. And I'll explain where to find that video too. But there are some things that I took out of that and kind of researched a little bit further on about the endocannabinoid system. So actually, it's been shown that actually unhealthy foods such as fast foods, processed meat, some certain waters, the environment. So the environment, if you live near a energy station, if you live near a extremely big corporate company that is processing a lot of stuff, your environment, and prescription medications, any type of prescription medication that you're being prescribed has actually been linked to the endocannabinoid system dysfunctions, which is now a participant of most diseases. So that's extremely huge, something that, is an everyday thing for us. Unhealthy foods. Not everybody's perfect. Some of us have to stop at McDonald's every once in a while. I'm a clear person. I get processed foods every single day. The environment that we live in, that has a huge role that we can't really help. But prescription medication, if you really think about that, you go to the doctor hoping to find relief for an issue that you're having, and you're being prescribed a medication that's actually interfering with your endocannabinoid system, and that actually can be hurting it. Now you're just causing another issue for you, because it's been shown that it's been linked to a lot of diseases. Hurting the endocannabinoid system is actually hurting you further. So with the prescription medications, of course, there's a time and there's a place for them, but using prescriptions as a Band-Aid effect will never help anything, because not only is it using as a Band-Aid effect and only helping the side effects, but now you're also causing an issue for the endocannabinoid system that's going to lead to further issues. So what you can take from that is eating healthy, meditating, getting good sleep, maintaining healthy relationships, and also taking whole plant medicine is very vital to the endocannabinoid system. And it's something that if you need to take care of it, that's how we take care of our bodies. You know, if you want to feel better, it's not just one thing. You got to kind of treat your body good in order to get results from it. I know with my grandma, Lindy, and she was having issues with sleeping. These products worked really great with her. And she's like, you know, I'm sleeping great now, but I'm still waking up around this time at night. And I feel great in the morning, but this one time in the night, I'm waking up. Well, we're like sitting down and we're like scratching our heads. And me and my mom are like, you drink Diet Coke all throughout the day. I don't think I ever seen you without a Diet Coke. And then when you wake up, you eat a bunch of sugar, you know, that's not taking care of your body. That's causing more issues. You know, drinking caffeine before you go to bed is probably, you know, you're putting two different things together and, you know, it's not working. So now she's actually quit drinking diet soda, which is amazing. And I'm so proud of her. But she's also got great results from it. So definitely putting all those things together will help. And it's extremely, after watching that video and doing some of my own research, the endocannabinoid system, you have to take care of it, not only with whole plant medicine, but small things like that. So let's jump into, before I say anything, but I also shared that video that Vicky, thank you, Vicky, for posting about the video, but I posted it on the Feel the Reaction Dream Team page. So it is on the Dream Team group. If you ever want to go look at it, it's also on my Facebook as well, Victoria Lane. It's under there as well. If you want to go watch that video, I suggest everybody go watch that video. It's extremely motivational and it kind of wakes you up a little bit. So jump into a little bit of the questions that I was being asked throughout, you know, this week is, what are the side effects to CBD? You know, because we talk about how great this is for our body, but we want to know the side effects because that's the main thing that we jump to, because any prescription medication that we're, you know, suggested to try, there's this list of, you know, side effects that come along with it. Well, I'm here to tell you with FSC, with CBD, any type of CBD product, that there is none. There is no known side effects or proven side effects behind CBD. If you were to have to drink the whole bottle of CBD and you're expecting to get side effects, the worst thing that's going to happen to you is you may feel drowsy and you may get the best sleep of your life. So there's only that's ever been proven to you. So there is no side effects when it comes behind it. If there is something that is questionable, I always suggest to somebody, you know, print off the COAs, you know, take it to your doctor, ask them about it if that makes you feel more comfortable. But that is one amazing thing about it. So another question that I is very frequently asked is, what is the difference between hemp and marijuana? Because people think they look the same, they smell the same. So let's just get a little bit deeper into what is the difference. So they're actually both the plants are the same species, but there's also a male and there is a female plant in the hemp world. But whenever you're growing marijuana, the actual male plants are removed. And why they're removed is because whenever you put a male and a female plant together, the THCs tend to stay the same. So whenever you take the male plant away, the THC rises from the female. So that's why in marijuana, whenever you're growing marijuana, that the THC levels can be anywhere from 10 to 30%, which are extremely, extremely high, which you tend to lose a little bit of the medicinal benefits from when you have really high THC levels. So also hemp, the actual hemp seed itself is genetically engineered to have little THC. So whenever it's being grown, make sure it stays at an extremely low level, especially when it comes to CBD products, because it has to be under the federal legal limit of 0.3 THC. So it still stays under that, you know, fine line. So kind of talk about what THC is and, you know, the importance of it. So THC, there's actually different types of THC. So whenever you are with THC, whenever you have something called delta-9 THC, which is the actual psychoactive head high that you get, the laughing at the ceiling, having the munchies, all that fun stuff. The delta-9 THC is what you find very common and in high levels of the marijuana plant, which, you know, is just a psychoactive. Like THC, THCA, what those actually do is they bind to your body's receptors. So those CB1, those CB2 receptors, you know, there's more receptors, but those are your main. With those receptors, it binds to the receptors and kind of shakes it up and wakes it up to have the cannabinoids work more efficiently and faster. So that's why everything works together. But whenever in marijuana, when you have extremely high THC levels, you kind of are losing the medicinal. And why I say that is because CBD and THC are codependent. And what that means is when THC rises, CBD goes down. So whenever that happens, you're losing all those cannabinoids, you're losing a lot of the medicinal use, and you're getting more psychoactive. So when you're not having the cannabinoids, you have the THC that bind to the receptors, but you're not having the cannabinoids. You lose the medicinal. So whenever CBD rises, THC lowers. So that's what you find in hemp. You get a lot of the medicinal and a little bit of THC that helps it work faster, which is extremely important, especially in a whole plant medicine, a true full spectrum of having everything in the plant. So with that being said, because the products are 0.3 THC, you will notice no psychoactive head high whatsoever. No matter how much you're going to take of it, doesn't mean you're going to get that high. You're just getting the body relaxation. You're getting all the benefits, which is what we're all here for. So that's why, you know, that's the simplest way to explain what the difference is between hemp and marijuana. It's extremely simple, and that's why, you know, of course, I decided to go with CBD. So I think right now we'll open it up to questions and answers. But if you guys have any questions, you guys can type it in the chat bar or just unmute yourselves. I see Vicky just put on here, I remember when this happened. She said, my dog ate my entire bottle of capsules, and she's about 30 pounds, and she slept all day, but she was perfectly fine. I got the phone call for that because she needed some more capsules for her daughter. Yeah, she found the bottle, like the whole bottle. She's like, why is she so tired? And then they found the bottle completely empty, and she ate the whole thing and just slept the whole day and was fine the next day. So that's a clear example of a little small dog that dogs can't even eat chocolate, and they ate a whole bottle of 1,000 milligrams worth of capsules. So anybody have any questions, anything like that? I see we got some new people on, which is awesome. Thank you, guys. What's my bestseller? That is something Shelby just asked. My bestseller would personally, that's a hard question. I sell a little bit of everything. Honestly, probably the tincture oil is what sells the best for me. I kind of got two different things going, which means my fiance, Joe, he works at his race shop, and he goes to the shop all the time with other guys, buying new parts and stuff. And his top seller is topicals. That is all he sells out the butt. He calls me all the time. I need this, I need this, I need this. Topicals are probably my his top seller. For me, it's probably tincture oil. Creams have become more popular. Edibles are popular for kids. I tend to notice it's a little bit more popular. Personally, I use a little bit of everything, but I would say the tinctures for me, tinctures and topicals. And then also, I see we said, what is the best salve again for eczema? That would be the Renew. Yeah, so the Renew is what is really best for eczema. That's what a lot of people have been using. That's pretty much what the product was built around, because there's so many people that have eczema. So I would definitely suggest that. I know there's a couple people that have tried it and they've really noticed a huge difference. So I would definitely get some of that. And especially if you do the salve way before you go to bed, if it's, an arm element or a skin element, it's something that you can put a little bit more of, so it absorbs more of it throughout the night. If you, kind of put a little bit more than what you would in the morning kind of thing. Somebody said orange tincture, 1,000 milligrams relief, and gummies are their top seller. And you're welcome, Lisa.
Those would be my top sellers too, is the tincture and the relief creams, the one because I use relief cream for everything. I use it for my pain. I use it on my chest and my neck every single day. For coughing, my husband got sick in November and got a really bad cough, and I started putting that on my neck and chest. I do it every single morning as preventative, and then I put it on for pain, and I sell a lot of relief cream. And I sell the other creams too, but relief's my probably my most popular, and the tincture. And I sell more 1,000 milligram tinctures than 500s, just because you just feel the reaction faster with it. That's just my personal opinion. I take the 1,000 milligram tincture and capsules at night. So, but my two most popular things I sell is the tincture and the relief cream.
Yeah, I probably sell the most relief cream through Joe, but also personally at the racetrack, I tend to notice that gummies sell a lot faster when I'm at the track because it's a really easy way. Everybody always comes to us and ask about what is this whole reaction deal. It's on, our cars, on our, stickers on the helmets. I mean, we promote it as much as possible. We constantly post about it, which actually it really, really helps. But it's a really easy way to have people try the products if you're wanting to get somebody that you care about that's on it. Somebody that's stressing out before they get in their car, they're just having a bad day, they're sore from the day before. It's a really good way to say, hey, try this. And you will notice the difference. It is something, it's 10 milligrams of FSC. It's extremely strong. And they taste good. So that's a really good key point to it as well. So people are like, you got some more on you like that? I'm like, yep, sure do. Especially at the racetrack, I take my whole bag. But Kim Clayton just posted a testimony. She's been using the lip balm to help her headaches. So I'm guessing she's rubbing it on her temples and probably her neck, and it's working really well. So she doesn't have the relief product handy. So that is why she's been using the lip balm, which is awesome. Lip balm is that is one product I missed. Can't believe it. Out of the topicals. But lip balm is extremely great for your lips. But there has been a testimony, somebody hurt their back, and with their back pain, that's all they had on them. So they rubbed that lip balm all over their back and immediately noticed a difference, which is crazy. It's lip balm. It may not have all the, inflammation products. It has a lot of the healing or restoring, ingredients in it. May not have all the relief, but it really shows you what FSC can do, once it gets into your body.
And Victoria, I think the most amazing thing about these creams is how deep they can go. It's not like if you use, and I don't mean to down any products, but if I use Icy Hot, you put it on, you kind of get that warm feeling for a little bit. When that wears off, then the pain can come back. With the relief cream or any of the others, I noticed that like when I put it on my chest and how deep it goes, I had a lady, one of my ambassadors had a lady with small cell lung cancer. She put it on her chest and it took the pain away out of her chest. And that was from putting it on the top of her skin, not from taking it internally. That is really, really amazing. And to be able to rub relief cream on your temples for a headache, that's really amazing. So the topicals are probably my most favorite thing of everything, because I've got them with me all the time and I use them all the time. I try to not take an Advil. I'll put it on my, for a headache, because I'm looking at the computer all day. And I cut my Advil down to probably maybe 2 to 4 Advils a month, when I was taking 2 to 6 Advils a day. Yep. So that's very, very amazing, especially for me.
And if you think about it, there's a lot of things that we don't go into depth with. Not yesterday, but a couple days ago, I had somebody in here that was telling me that they practically live off of ibuprofen. And I was like, dude, that has to be bad for you. You know it does. And so we went and looked up, me and one of my employees, we sat there we were so interested, it probably ended up an hour. But we sat there forever and just looked at all these little products that people tend to use on a day-to-day basis. Advil, ibuprofen, Aleve, I mean, a lot of different stuff. There's some few other ones that we were looking up, small things like birth control, you know, some things that people just use, you know, to help, you know, pain. And we were looking up a lot of different ones, and the long-term side effects to those things is pretty crazy and pretty scary. So it's something that, you know, you never even thought of, because whenever you turned a certain age, your parents were like, just take an Advil, you'll be fine, you know, kind of a thing. And I mean, it's pretty crazy to be able to get rid of that. Kat Early just posted on here and said that she uses a relief cream every single night for restless leg syndrome, which is awesome. I have heard something about that, but restless leg syndrome is a serious thing. And sometimes if Joe does not take his tincture, I notice, because he kicks me all night. So definitely the relief cream comes in handy for that. So does anybody have any other questions? Anything they want to share with us? So if not, I just kind of want to remind everybody, we are going to be having a huge event Saturday, February 28th at 10 a.m. It is going to be a reaction meeting. So I'm super pumped up about that. It is on our Facebook for more details. It's on the Dream Team. If you aren't a part of that group, definitely should get on there. There's some pretty awesome testimonies on there. And I think I may have said the wrong date. I did. It's the 29th. I'm looking at my calendar. It's the 29th. Sorry about that, guys. But it's Saturday, February 29th. So it is this weekend at 10. I'm super excited. If you have anybody that's interested in CBD or even there just to support you, definitely bring them if you're in this area. It's going to be worth it. I'm extremely excited for it. And it's a good time in the morning, so you got plenty of time left in your day. Not too early, not too late. It's awesome. But definitely go check out the Dream Team on Facebook. It's just a Facebook group. But if that's it for tonight, we just want to thank you and tell you once again thank you for once again joining us. And we'll see you next week.
Thank you, everyone. Good night.
Thank you.